公爵様は釈放を行うためにたくさんの人を雇い、雇われた人たちは仕事を得て家族を養う。そうして成り立つ一つの小さな国のようだと私は感じました。
素晴らしい答えですが、アンナ。
Bureaucrat to Villainess lately has left me a bit perplexed. We witnessed episode number 8, which was 50% boring, 50% some of the best anime this week, which is kind of crazy. So the first half of the episode is really centered around Anna Doll, and she's working with the purple hair guy. And basically what they're working on is through a book of sorcery that he was gifted at some point. And it's basically Anna getting closer to Lambert, which is the purple hair guy. And they talk about his past, and we get some misunderstandings of, you know, Grace thinks that she's going to work for Anna in the future. Anna thinks she's going to work for Grace. That's all fine. But really the first, let me see, this was up to about the 8-minute mark, was really boring. Then we transition into something interesting, which was 𝐜𝐴 finding a dream world where he's got to see the actual Grace kind of like caged up. We don't know if it's her soul, if it's her spirit, or if it's actually Grace, but he kind of sees her, you know, kind of locked away. And then this spurs into the next half of the episode about the 10-minute mark, where 𝐜𝐴's daughter is kind of figuring out like, okay, we've started a whole new route to this game that didn't exist, has nothing to do with the game. And Anna has now gone to Grace's dukedom, and she's going to work and train and spend her summer there with Grace. And this has opened up a whole brand new story to the game, which is extremely interesting, by the way. And that's kind of where the episode starts. So stopping right there, first 8 minutes, 10 minutes were really boring, and then it picked up a lot. And it really has Anna kind of going through the motions, again, spending time being a maid, spending time getting to know all the other characters. There wasn't really much Grace the second half of the episode, but I don't think it suffered for it. Anna was entertaining enough. She laid on Grace's bed. She smells her smells. She found camaraderie with a lot of the different girls that worked there. And we got a really cool backstory of one of the Beast girls who has been doing Grace's hair since she was a kid. And we found out that Grace, when she's depicted as a child, was like this really, really, really lovable girl. And at some point, you know, I think she decided for herself that she needed to change. She became this bitch. But in this lady's eyes, in the Beast Girl's eyes, she could do no wrong. Like, she's always been really kind, and she's never reprimanded her. And it was just really cool to see someone else's perspective who's been around since Grace was a kid. And then that transitions into learning about how the dukedom is ran, and how there's 300 employees and all the things that people do there, and that it acts like an education system for people, and it acts like a place where they can make money and support their families and do something that they feel is meaningful. And some people live on the property. You know, you have people who are into agriculture, people who are into administration work, people who, you know, do paperwork, people who are maids, people who are cooks, and the cooks cook for everybody. And it's this whole very intricate system that's awesome. And it leads up to Grace, you know, reconnecting with Anna once again and asking her, like, you know, what did you think of it? And Grace loves Anna's answer because she basically depicts exactly what I just said. And Grace is like, yes, that's how you're thinking. Like, this is how you need to think on a grander scale. Trying to get her prepped to be a queen, but Anna thinks she's getting prepped to be like her number 2. And it's just this really cool moment. And then it ends with the episode where 𝐜𝐴's daughter is finally realizing, like, hey, I don't think this is a virtual world. I don't think this is the world of an Otome game. I think this is a world in parallel to ours that just happens to heavily resemble this game. And what ends up happening in a lot of other anime and shows and manga is sometimes the stories of one world accurately depict another world. And people get ideas in their head, or they're from another world, or a lot of the lore in our world can be from other worlds that actually end up existing, which I think is really cool. So she's kind of putting 2 together. But now, what does that mean for 𝐜𝐴? Is he stuck? Is he just going to be a vegetable forever here? Is he truly going to, you know, overtake Grace? Is Grace going to have to say goodbye? She still exists? Is it just her soul? Did she die? Like, there's so many questions that hopefully can get answered before the end of the 12th episode this season. But I like how Kenzabaro's daughter's finally realizing, like, hey, I don't think I'm witnessing just a game. I think I'm witnessing like a true life thing here, which made the episode great. And then we end the episode with next episode, which is called Dad Gets Trapped. So who knows exactly what that entails. But I think at this point, I think at least for Kenzabaro's, I think he's coming to peace with being Grace permanently. But what does that really mean for Grace herself? So fantastic episode, but I do have to say that first, 30%, 40% of the episode was really boring. So yeah. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, my friends. I appreciate you being here as always. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.